Now, moving to the US, where US President Joe Biden and the Democratic Party are in damage control after a poor debate performance against Donald Trump. Thursday's head-to-head saw Biden stumble and stammer through answers and struggle to respond to attacks and a barrage of false claims from his predecessor. On Friday, Trump told supporters in Virginia that the debate was a big victory against the president, and powerful voices that have supported Biden say Thursday's matchup wounded his re-election effort. The influential New York Times editorial board called for him to drop out of the race. But the 81-year-old shows no sign of relenting. At a rally in North Carolina, Biden admitted he may not be the debater he once was, but insisted he had the qualifications for office that his opponent lacked.
I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
Well, some 51 million viewers across the US tuned in to watch CNN's presidential debate broadcast. But between Biden's frail appearance and confused remarks and Trump's litany of mistruths and overstatements, many voters feel they have a difficult choice to make in November.
Across the US, voters are processing the Biden-Trump debate. And while the faithful remain loyal to their respective candidates, undecided voters right across the country seem largely unimpressed by what they saw, and many aren't sure what to think. In downtown New York,
I thought it was a little funny and a little sad.
A lot of ranting. Nothing was being talked about that was important. With all due respect, it was hard to understand the president. And the other guy was just rambling off.
Meanwhile, on the streets of Philadelphia,
I expected nonsense from Trump, and he always delivered. But Biden, I was a little disappointed because I really wanted him to answer the questions.
It's the race to the bottom all over again. Last night was the mummy versus the dummy.
The sentiment was echoed in Washington, D.C.
I think it's a national embarrassment that is our representation of leadership.
I wasn't very impressed with either.
On the West Coast, one man articulated the dilemma faced by an entire nation.
It sucks because we have two candidates that, you know, a lot of people don't want to vote for either one of them. And if you don't vote for Biden, you're stuck with Trump. And if you vote for Trump, you're going to see people riding around treating the American flag like it's a racist symbol.
There are still 4 months to go until voters make their choice. But nothing in this debate seems to have won any hearts or changed any minds.
All right, let's cross over to journalist Erik Kirschbaum, who's standing by for us in the Austrian capital, Vienna. Erik, great to have you on the show. So we've just heard there from some American voters who feel they're not exactly getting the best candidates. But since the debate, now the Democrats have been, let's say, the most vocal about whether Joe Biden should be replaced. How likely is it that he stepped down?
That's a very good question. It's a possibility that he could voluntarily step down before the convention. Right now, it doesn't sound like he wants to. That would be probably the only clear and clean way to do it. If Biden is forced out somehow, it could lead to an ugly war within the Democratic Party, which nobody wants to see among the Democrats. So the pressure is growing on Biden to step down. As you mentioned, there's a lot of editorials in the New York Times. A lot of newspapers are urging Biden to consider stepping down after the disastrous performance on Thursday night, where he really needed to show that he was fit and he failed to do that. So the pressure is definitely growing on Biden. The only clear way forward for the Democrats would be if Biden voluntarily decides he's not fit for the job or he's not well enough for the job and makes way for an open convention, which could lead to another candidate.
Right, and that convention that you've mentioned would take place in August. Let's talk about if Biden were to step down, let's say, and the Democrats decide to go with another candidate, who could potentially replace Biden and face Donald Trump then in the election in November?
Vice President Kamala Harris is the obvious choice. That would be the smoothest and easiest way for the Democrats to move forward. There's other governors, such as in California, Newsom, and in Michigan, Gretchen Whitman. They're all also candidates considered to be very strong candidates that the Democrats could also nominate to run against Trump in November. It's an open question right now. Nobody is saying they want to do it. Nobody is saying that Biden needs to move, because that would just be a very messy situation. It really depends on what Biden does next. And his wife is apparently, Jill Biden, is apparently the most important advisor that Biden has. And without Biden's voluntarily stepping aside, it would be a very messy situation. So nobody's really moving forward to say they want this job. They want it. They're all waiting to see what Biden is going to do.
Now, Donald Trump appeared to be on a victory parade at a rally in Virginia. Have his legal problems and advanced age affected him at all?
No, his legal problems haven't hurt Trump at all. The donations have gone up for Trump, in fact, since his conviction. So, no, it's not been a problem for Trump. Biden has a problem as well with donors. In America, it's really important to get a lot of donations from donors, because that's what fuels the campaign. And there's some worry right now among the Democrats that Biden's poor performance could lead to a drying up of donations. And that would, money, as many things in the United States moves around money, could be a very important factor in Biden's decision. But some of the key donors right away yesterday said they're still sticking with Biden.
I don't think it'll be the last we speak of this. Erik Kirschbaum, journalist, joining us from Vienna. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.